Hello and welcome to What Culture Horror with myself, Andrew Pollard. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. I hope you are having the best possible week. And if things aren't going so well for you, I really do hope they turn around ASAP. Right, let's get into horror news and let's start things off with a bit of an update on the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. And more importantly, that update involves one Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now, of course, Jennifer Love Hewitt played Julie James in the first two I Know movies, Julie and her friends, stalked by creepy fisherman Ben Willis. And while a third movie, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, was intended to bring back Julie James and her boyfriend Ray, as played, of course, by Freddie Prinze Jr., that all spectacularly fell apart. By the time I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer finally released in, was it 2006? Hewitt and Prince had long left the project. Several scripts had come and gone, as had various crew and directors, and the film, it featured just totally new characters and a totally new setting with Ben Willis, this bizarre zombie thing. I don't know how to describe it. And by the end of the movie, kind of gone full on supernatural force. It was awful, man. Awful, awful, awful. I hate to totally dump on any movie whatsoever, but yeah, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Seriously, one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Anyways, following in the footsteps of the Scream franchise, we have a new I Know What You Did Last Summer film on the way, with that planned to be a legacy sequel, as is the cool phrase these days, as in you bring back existing characters to relaunch the franchise, while also bringing in fresh faces to take the franchise forward if needed. And on that front, Freddie Prinze Jr. was confirmed back in September that he is returning as Ray Bronson for I'll Always Know. Well, he won't be returning for that because that's an absolute stinker, but whatever this new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie is called. But Jennifer Love Hewitt, she has not signed on for this movie as of yet. But according to Hewitt now, things are close. Now, this comes when she was speaking to Parade, where the actress teased, "We're so close." That's all I'm going to say. She did say a little bit more, which I'll get into now. She joked about how the audience is now the one saying, "What are you waiting for, huh?" In a nod to, yes, one of the most famous scenes from that first movie. Hewitt also talked about the difficulties in trying to balance a schedule to make things work, because obviously she's working on the 911 TV series. Still, she does sound extremely keen on the return, adding, let me get this quote up here, "If I'm going to come back 27 years later, I don't want to be just in it for 5 seconds. Like, I don't want it to be just like that thing that's like, there's a lot of likes here. Oh, well, there's the ghost of I Know What You Did past. Here she is. So I want to be able to carve out time to really be in it for the people and to have it matter. So we're working on it. We're so close. The announcement will be so exciting when it happens for me as well. And I'm hoping it's soon." So to me, that very much feels like a case of when rather than if Jennifer Love Hewitt's return as Julie James will be confirmed. We've got Jennifer Caton Robinson, who's best known for Netflix's Do Revenge and Someone Great. They are directing this new I Know What You Did Last Summer. Also co-wrote the script with Sam Lansky. And at present, Sony has the film booked in for an 18th of July 2025 release, which that is not all that far away, literally, because before you know it, the holiday season will be here. After that, it's that early start of the year. And before you know it, we're in summertime. And that is when this movie is currently booked in for. So, yeah, imagine there could be an announcement very, very soon on all of this. And from one sequel to another, and it appears that we may very much be getting a follow-up to Alien Romulus. Now, director Fede Alvarez this week was spoken to IO9, confirming that he and his writing pal, Rodo Sayagues, are already at early work on a Romulus sequel. As Alvarez put it, he definitely wants to do it, the studio wants to do it, but he did reiterate that, yeah, things are very much at the story stage right now, trying to find the right idea to basically make the movie worthwhile. Very wisely from Fede Alvarez, he noted how you don't want to make a sequel just because one film was successful. Basically, there has to be something solid and worthy of going through the whole filmmaking process rather than just, cobbling together any old trash idea just to hop onto the success of that other movie, in this case, Romulus. As for that success, Alien Romulus took home over $350 million at the box office from an $80 million budget. So a very, very healthy return. And away from the actual financials, likewise, there was just praise from lots of critics and lots of fans alike. Romulus, to a lot of people, is one of the great films of 2024, be that horror or not. For me, it felt like the first, I don't want to say this in a really negative way and dump on other films so much, but it felt like the first genuinely great Alien movie since probably Aliens. And that isn't to say that all the other films since Aliens have been total rubbish, but Alien and Aliens obviously just put the franchise on such a pedestal. Both being very different movies too. Alien being all about the tense, slow burn, atmospheric sci-fi horror, and Aliens taking all of that and just dropping in a healthy dose of guns and action. But yeah, Alien Romulus while obviously not at the level of those two films, was pretty darn great, man. Also pretty darn great back in the day was 2001's The Others. That'd be the spooky Nicole Kidman movie with an absolutely brilliant little twist at the end, which even now, what are we, 2001, so 23 years later, I feel like I don't want to ruin that twist in case anybody watching this has not seen it. But The Others, an absolutely great film from back in the day. And now Nicole Kidman is once again making her return to horror with a film called Mice. Filmmaker Justin Kurzel revealed the project during an interview with Collider. There, Kurzel confirmed that he's working on a horror film called Mice, with Sean Grant writing and Nicole Kidman producing and starring. Mice is currently at the writing stage, but Nicole Kidman, she's previously talked up how much of a horror fan she is. I think that the interview she did, what was it, a couple of years ago, where she basically said that horror is the genre that stirs up more emotion than any other genre of film. And I think she's right there. I mean, obviously, I'm kind of preaching to the choir because I'm a massive horror nerd. So, yeah. Nicole Kidman, she herself is no stranger to horror, away from The Others, of course, having appeared in the likes of The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Dead Calm back in, was that 89 or 88, Stoker as well. And also no stranger to horror, as we transition from one story to the next story, is John Krasinski. And on that front, John Krasinski and Cocaine Bear's Matthew Rhys, fellow Welshman, good on Matthew, have signed on for Silent River, an upcoming serial killer series from Prime Video. Now, this news comes from the Hollywood Reporter, with Silent River, described here about the cracks that emerge in a small town when it's discovered a serial killer living among its residents. As for Krasinski and Rhys, they'll play two men whose lives are more connected than they realize. They'll also actually both serve as producers on the show as well, with Silent River already given a series ordered by Prime Video and Amazon MGM Studios. Jack Ryan's Aaron Rubin is the mind behind the series, so this has my attention, absolutely has my attention. Now, one final topic we can't not touch on today is the sad passing of Michael Villella at the age of 84. Now, this news was picked up on over the last few days after a post on Michael's Facebook page. Since then, TMZ have later confirmed the actor passed away on Saturday after spending a month in hospital. Now, for horror fans, Michael Villella is best remembered as Russ Thorn. That would be the drill-wielding killer at the center of the very first Slumber Party Massacre movie. I love those movies, man. Particularly the first two. I mean, the sequel obviously went full-on musical, which was bizarre but great. But anyway, yeah, Michael Villella is the initial killer of that franchise. So just from myself and all of us here at What Culture Horror, just condolences to Michael's family, friends and fans. May he rest easy. And with that brings today's news video to an end. I'm going to apologize here right at the end because my voice is very, very croaky, it feels like today. Still getting over a little something from last weekend. But as ever, be sure to let us know in the comments what horror delights you're planning to watch this weekend or what you've been watching this week. Episode 3 of the Creep tapes was exceptionally fun. I enjoyed that a lot. And I did stumble across a film called The Omicron Killer. Yeah, I was doing one of the, let's just randomly scroll through Tubi and then go from one film to another. Now, this had Lynn Lowry in it and Felissa Rose, so that got my attention. But yeah, it wasn't exactly great. Although Lynn Lowry and Felissa Rose were pretty brilliant, to be fair. Particularly Felissa Rose, very sweary. And I'm always here for the sweary. Anyway, this has been What Culture Horror. I've been Andrew Pollard. You have a great end to your week. I'll be back on Monday, and hopefully my voice won't be quite as raspy by then. Be well.